It's a hump day Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. Welcome to the Day Weather Podcast, brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Well, it's been pretty darn warm, but temperatures are going to start to pull back a little bit more today, and certainly more so Thursday. And Thursday is going to be a busier day with shower and thunderstorm activity as monsoonal moisture and cooler air coming in from the northeast will back up against the front range. And along and east of the divide, temperatures are going to be noticeably cooler tomorrow and Friday. That's where you'll notice it cooling off. The western slope, the western side of the divide, will lose a few degrees as well, but temperatures are going to be a little bit warm as we have this collision of air masses that'll be taking place. This will mean an increase in shower and thunderstorm activity for front range areas of Wyoming and Colorado in particular, but east across parts of Nebraska and Kansas as well, down into northeastern New Mexico, and maybe far southern areas of Montana, but it'll be the central areas of the Rockies that kind of get most of the precipitation with upslope and monsoonal moisture. Thunderstorm activity becomes a little bit more scattered on Friday, but temperatures Friday will still stay a bit cooler than average. So after some hot weather here, we're going to dial back the thermometer a bit. Temperatures, though, do rebound over the weekend. The air becomes a little bit drier, less thunderstorm coverage this weekend. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying no thunderstorms this weekend, just less thunderstorm coverage. And then next week, we see surges of monsoon moisture coming in as the high pressure ridge is going to wobble back to the east next week, and that will basically open the door again to another surge of monsoonal moisture, and I think deeper monsoonal moisture than what we're seeing this week. This week it's kind of thin. It's not deep, but it's starting to appear. And the result, this is from the 17th, of a hailstorm up around the Gillette area. We had some large hail in parts of Nebraska yesterday with some of those showers and storms, so we always have to keep on the lookout for that destructive hail. The satellite photos this morning, a couple of features to really highlight because these are the two features that are coming into play for this region. We have this low over southern areas of Saskatchewan that continues to spin. You can see that counterclockwise spin in the cloudiness right there, the water vapor. So we've got this low here and it's pushing this way. And it's also pushing, and you can kind of see this along this boundary here, a slightly cooler air mass, and that cooler air mass is heading southwest towards the Continental Divide. Then here are the areas, the streaks of subtropical moisture, and the deeper subtropical moisture right now is lining up basically right here. So we've got this moisture here, this very warm air underneath the high, moist air, very warm air around the periphery of the high. So here you can see it on the 500 millibar chart. There's the upper level low there. There's the upper level high right there. So we've got a little bit of a collision course with the circulations lining up along and just east of the divide. And this is the temperature pattern by later today. So you can see the cooler air. It's not very impressive, but it is cooler there and starting to back up along and east of the divide, with the heat here in the south and the southwest continuing. And here is the precipitable water by noon today. So you can see the axis of that heavier moisture lining up in this area here. And this is where we're going to see the most active thunderstorms and showers later this afternoon towards evening. And then these are going to continue in some areas overnight tonight. And this is where the severe weather threat is most likely going to be by later this afternoon and evening. More focused towards the Midwest, parts of the Corn Belt, but also getting along there and into eastern areas of Colorado and central and eastern Nebraska, at northwest Kansas, and up into Minnesota there in Wisconsin. We're going to see the axis of heavier weather there today. Now by tomorrow, we're going to see that moisture really get backed up against the divide and also on the other side of the divide now. So you're going to see more showers and thunderstorms along the Wasatch Front, western and northwest areas of Colorado, and some of this area right here in the upslope is going to see a really good chance of what could be some significant rainfall with some of these showers and thunderstorms. I could see some heavy rain in pockets with these showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, and there's going to be a risk Thursday in that area for possibly some severe weather. Heavy rain and big hail probably will be the biggest concerns there, along with strong and gusty winds. And look at the temperature anomaly by late Thursday afternoon towards Thursday evening. So you can see this is, some areas are going to be 20 to 30 degrees colder tomorrow than they're going to be today in those green and purple areas. So eastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, down into Denver, Colorado Springs, into Goodland and Dodge City and Guard City up to Casper. And you can see spreading out across the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Iowa, temperatures tomorrow will be well below average, with the heat contained along and south of that line right there. So a large part of the country is actually going to see cooler than average temperatures tomorrow and into Friday as well. This is Friday. You can see the cool air basically because of the thick clouds and the precipitation really cooling things off. And you can see the cool lines up where the heavier precipitation is forecast. So we have this axis of deeper moisture banked up right here with the most active showers and thunderstorms along that axis, but along and either side of that line, there'll be shower and thunderstorm activity as well. So really focusing on the front range of southeastern Wyoming and the front range of Colorado, then points east out on into the plains, scattered activity along and west of the divide. By Saturday and Sunday, the high pressure begins to extend northward again like it did earlier this week. So you're going to see basically the pattern go through the same motions again over the next couple of weeks. We go through this period of active showers and thunderstorms and cooler weather. That moves away. The high pressure extends and builds northward. That brings the heat back in. But just the subtle changes that happen with the placement of this high will make a really big difference. So this is for noon Sunday. So we'll see temperatures rebound this weekend and have less thunderstorm activity. But as we go into next week, this is Wednesday. Now, it doesn't look like there's a really big change, but it's just enough. With that high heading back to the Texas Panhandle, that eastward shift right there, think of a door right here. The door is open there to the monsoon. Here, the door is over here, and the monsoon moisture gets more directed west. With that eastward shift, the door to the monsoon moisture flow gets deeper and opens up and can come over the divide again. And so what'll happen after a warmer, somewhat drier, less active weekend, as we get into next week, the monsoon moisture flow comes back in and gets pretty deep. This is by noon Wednesday. So this moisture plume will come in as the high shifts east into West Texas. And what'll happen through the course of the next several weeks, that high will go this way, shut the door, then it will go this way, and it will open the door, opening and closing the door to the monsoonal moisture plumes. And this is basically how it's going to go for the next couple of weeks. Have yourself a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.